we're all bickering
Hey
about
guys, we
war
are
debts.
in Chicago, Illinois. On
Politics was quite bad internationally, and that defeated some of the cooperation of central banks.
About the past.
The other thing to say is that international central bank cooperation is probably even more important when you have fixed exchange rates.
Or also known as
fixed exchange rates in the 20s because of the gold standard.
What?
We're about
That
to
meant that
separate
monetary policy in one country affected everybody.
What?
So that
and Expressway.
I can't hear you, Holly.
Didn't get it.
I can't reach back there. Grant.
What?
You get Holly's glasses?
All the exits is right lanes. Express lanes. That's at the Garfield Boulevard. No trucks allowed on the
Well, thanks. This has been great, and I'll be back on Thursday.
all the exits. Express lanes. I know that statement sounds very boring.
Unfiltered. This is the raw feed. Unpolished.
All right, we just heard from the Federal Reserve.
From GPS.
What I mean that talked about the economy in its current state and what he'd like to see happen to it. Here he is at the University of Chicago.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I like the separation here.
Thank you.
Those lanes are the local. They were express lanes. Because we don't serve all the exits. Only the exits. The next one,
Of my dance,
and then the next one, and then wherever it ends.
And also the Bears. I think by naming me Mitt Romney, they assumed that I would inherit some of his athletic talent.
4 miles.
But it's great to be back at this
Really
familiar place. And I appreciate both of your introductions today. It's an honor to be here at the University of Chicago, and I appreciate your hosting me here. It's also an honor to visit the campus that houses the Becker Freeman Institute. This is
Are we getting 90?
This is a place of great significance. Milton Friedman played an extraordinary role in our nation and the concepts of the economy that I'm going to talk about today. You probably know he used to tell a story about having gone to Asia in the 1960s and some government officials there asked him to visit one of their massive work sites. And when he got there, he saw thousands of workers trying to build a canal with hand shovels.
So we'll be jumping on the Chicago Skyway.
Engineers that was there and said, "Why aren't you using machines?" And he said, "Oh, you don't understand. This is a jobs program." And without hesitation, he replied, "Oh, I thought you were trying to build a canal. If it's jobs you want, you should give the workers spoons, not shovels." So Milton Friedman understood what, frankly, our President Obama, I don't think has learned. Even after 3 years and hundreds of billions of dollars of federal spending. And that is, government does not create prosperity. Free markets and free people create prosperity. Now, for the last 3 years, the President has expanded government instead of empowering the American people. He's put us deeper in debt, he's slowed the recovery, and he's harmed the economy. And I believe he's attacked the cornerstone of America's prosperity. Economic freedom.
Wait 1 mile.
Today I'm going to talk to you about economic freedom.
There's a very important highway in Indiana.
And how, as president of
90 is the whole way.
to get our economy going, not just short term, but long term. Now, as you know, this November we face an important decision. Our choice will be not one of just party and personality. This election is going to be about principle. Our economic freedom will be on the ballot. And I intend to offer the American people a choice. I spent 25 years in business, by the way, as you probably know. My business is taken to different parts of the world. And I was often struck by enormous differences between different nations that, in many cases, were living right next door to each other. I was interested in the differences in their prosperity and how it was that nations so close to each other in terms of geography could be so different in terms of prosperity. I mean, look at Mexico and the United States, Israel and Egypt, Chile and Ecuador. And I read a number of books that purported to explain the differences. One of them by Jared Diamond called Guns, Germs, and Steel argued that The difference was due largely to the minerals in the ground and the physical characteristics, natural resources associated with different countries. But that didn't explain it all, just a part. And then I happened to read a book by a professor, David Landis, called The Wealth and Poverty of Nations. And in that, he traces the history of all the great civilizations on the earth, those that have come and gone. And after about 500 pages of scholarly analysis, he concludes with this observation. He says, if we learn anything from the history of economic development, it is this: culture makes all the difference. Culture makes all the difference.
Okay, we'll be taking this long.
What is it about America's culture that's made us the greatest economic power in the history of the earth? Of course, a lot of things that come to mind: our work ethic, our appreciation for education, the willingness of Americans to take risks, our commitment to honor, contracts, oath, our family devotion, our commitment to purpose greater than ourselves, our patriotism.